This week I saw the new espionage revenge thriller, The Amateur. Let's talk about it.
Charlie, I think you need to see this.
What is this?
Your wife has been killed.
The movie The Amateur that just came out on April 11th, today, it is actually based on a book, and then that book was made into a movie in 1981, and then this movie is actually a remake of that movie. Now, I don't know if you remember the 80s, but I do. And everything seemed more cheesy in the 80s because back then everything was new and it wasn't cheesy then. But you go back and you look at things, you're like, all right, this is a little off and weird. Because also back then, computer hacking was crazy and innovative. And let's just say, all right, the guy, Rami Malek, who was on a show where he was already kind of a nerdy hacker guy in Mr. Robot, he already knows kind of how to be a nerdy guy because of the show that he was on. And that was a good show. That was a great show. I'm not doing a President Trump impersonation. That's just me talking. And unfortunately, it kind of sounds like that. I don't mean it to sound like that. Anyway, so Mr. Robot, great show. So the movie soup for this amateur movie would be Mr. Robot, The Fugitive, and a little bit of Jason Bourne. Because honestly, it's a revenge movie. I used to love these. Like Kevin Costner did one that was just literally called Revenge, and it was great. This one was good. It had some parts, and it had some parts where it was a little slow and everything, but overall, a really good movie. Well, not a really good. It was an okay movie. Now, with the actors that were in this, it was really full of good actors. You had Rami Malek, like I just said, and you have the new Lois Lane for Superman Legacy coming out, who was also the marvelous. She was the marvelous Miss Maisel, Rachel Brosnahan. I hope I said that right. I think I did. I'm getting better at the names. Lawrence Fishburne, who's been in everything, Matrix, John Wick. He was Perry White in the last Superman. Well, the Henry Cavill Superman. Then you also have John Bernthal, the Punisher. It's kind of funny that this guy's about punishing the guys that killed his wife in this movie. But also, he's got a new movie coming out too called The Accountant 2, which I saw the first one. I think it's going to be good. I hope I want to go see that one too. Anyway, with the movie soup being those three movies, putting those together, it was good. It was worth the time to go see it. And I'm just wondering if I would have rather have seen it at home streaming somewhere. Don't get me wrong, like I said, fun movie, but I think honestly you would do better just to wait for it to come out on streaming, unless you have nothing to do this weekend. Because I know there's another romantic thriller coming out this weekend, but honestly, if you want to go see something in the theater, this is it.
You held a gun to my wife's head. This is a remote that controls a device that's been decompressing the glass beneath you.
You have the wrong person.
No, I have exactly the right person.
So going back to John Bernthal and thinking of The Punisher, this movie is really about Rami Malek's character, Charlie Helen, finding justice for his wife. And you see this in the trailer. They kill his wife at the very beginning of the movie. And he spends the rest of the movie trying to get back at the guys that killed his wife. I guess a little bit of John Wick too, if you think about it, but he's no killer. He's a nerdy guy that just wants to get a little justice and let people know that his wife matters. And you know what? That's all any of us want to do, is that make sure that someone knows that we mattered in this life. And that's what he was trying to do. Granted, you don't have to kill a lot of people to make sure that, that message gets across, but it's a movie and you got something to do for 2 hours. Once again, it goes back to that whole thing I've been talking to you about for, since I started this channel. Movies have gotten way too long. This movie did not need to be 2 hours. So, that's why I was a little disappointed in it. It could have been cut down to maybe an hour and 40 minutes and been perfectly tight and a good movie. With a little bit of extending of it, it just puts a little bit more fluff into it that it didn't need to have. Okay, so now that I've got that out of the way, please like, subscribe, do all the good things, leave me a comment, tell me you liked it, tell me you didn't like it, tell me I need to move on and find another genre. I don't know. We'll see. We got a lot of good summer movies coming out soon, and I hope to talk to you about those too. So until next time, I will see you in the theater. I will see you on my couch. I will see you by my iPad. And that's it, folks. Any more and it gets weird. So, bye.